Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you guys are all okay. Appreciate you guys being here this morning, being the first ones in as we take a look at CPI, what the market's doing off of CPI news. Pretty incredible move. Looks like it moved almost from 13,000, almost 550 points, which is a pretty good example of how violent, aggressive the Nasdaq can be. I wonder if anybody out there traded this thing on the way down on negative CPI news. I did not. It would have been morning. It's Dave. Hey Kyle, Matt Davies over in Discord, our Discord group. If you haven't checked our Discord group, Matt Davies shorted this thing for about $4,000. Passed his Apex Trader evaluation in one fell swoop. Just knocked it out, so he is done with that. Just slingshotted it. I made a comment over there. It's Apex has got this huge sale going on right now where you get 80% off. Today's the last day of it. There's a coupon code in this description of this thing that you can use to get that still get that 80% off one of their evaluations. But anyway, I made a comment. You spend $30 and within a minute, you're either going to have that account or you're not going to have that account. Something like CPI. Very aggressive. And you could have even, I wouldn't even get in how you could try to short it, but clearly there was a pre-market support area down here at, 1 second guys, be right back. All right, sorry about that. Somebody ring my doorbell. I had to go answer it real quick. You could even just have shorted, if you want to know how you slingshot something on economic news releases, it's super risky. But you just find the support or a resistance area. You can see how it impulsed up and then shot down. This is a 5-minute though, so I don't know if that was before the news came out. That was right after. Anyways, you put your sell order right below the support, and boom, it just tanks on you. Now it's falling even lower. This is another good setup. It looks like it breaks support, although it's only 813. Breaks that support. You expect it to fall. I don't know where it's going to go to today, so pretty painful to watch. We're going down again. This is all on CPI news. Inflation rose. It was expected to fall. The expectation was for it to fall, and for inflation to fall, not for the Nasdaq to fall, for inflation to fall, and it actually rose, increased. So that's why we're seeing this horrible negative reaction. I bet the dollar's shooting up, but is what it is. Let's see. Sure, we can look at. This is what's driving the market today. Now we just got to find a setup to the downside when market opens. We're already over 3% negative on the day, so it's kind of at its limit. But I think it might have room down to 12,300, so maybe another 130 points on it, somewhere down there. I'm cautious just to jumping on a short though, and you may have to endure quite a bit of drawdown. Your stop on this one would be up here at 80, and that's a 50-point drawdown, 47-point drawdown. That's not fun to endure, I'll tell you that. I've been there, man. I have been there. So you're looking for a place to get in. We can look at the, Ninja Trader does actually have a pretty interesting feature. It's got a order flow Oh, where's it? Order flow volume profile tool. Let's see if I remember how to use it. I haven't used it in a while, but I can basically come here and select this move down, and then I release, and then it calculates that move down, and you can see the volume profile that was generated on that move down. You can see just massive LVN up here. This up here, I would say at 12,640 would be, significant resistance. You get some more down here at 12,500, which I think would actually be an interesting place. 12,500. We can see how it bounced. I mean, that's obviously a psych number where it bounced here on the way down. Broke through it. We've got another LVN that's formed right here at 12,475. So, you could try to see if price wants to come up to 12,475 and then, get in a short. And I think you could probably find something on that, maybe even like 25 points. And if it popped through it, you take your stop at 79. So you're only risking about 6-7 points, hopefully making about 25 on it with the move back down to 50. And if it pops through that, then your next short entry would be at 500. And if it got through that, then you just want to sit on your hands and let it ride up. And I think you'd probably be pretty well beaten up after that to entertain another short, but you'd only be out. You'd lose 6 points here, maybe 5 points there, 10 points, 10, 12 points, something like that. Risking to make, 50 points on it. An idea, if you're interested in it. What's up, Vernon? Hey, Matt Davies. Congrats, man. Matt passed his Apex trader evaluation. I think it was a 50K, right? So he slingshotted that baby down on the news, so that's great. Lennon has a question. Are Apex good with payouts? Yeah, I've never had a problem with Apex and payouts. They do have some very stingy rules with payouts. Not stingy, but they have a lot of rules with payouts. So you got to make X amount. It's got to be a certain amount of time, and I believe if you read the fine print, you've got to trade a certain number of trading days as well within that first month to take a payout. So they make you trade. So they make you run through the trading loop again. What I'm trying to say, the risk of trading so much in the month. Oh, can't talk, guys. Sorry, I'm watching this market. They make you make a certain amount, and then they only let you pull out a certain amount. So there's definitely barriers there, even after you get funded. So the job is not finished once you get funded. You gotta still keep that mental, psychological game strong. Yeah, it's a PD Legend. You're right. After 3 months, it's unlimited. After 3 months, you gotta trade, actively during those 3 months. Or I think they'll even pull your account. Like they just can't close your account. Like if you only took like 2 trades in the first month, they'll be like, you're not participating enough. You're not, you're not risking enough in order to keep this. But that's part of the game. For $30, what you get. If you don't like it, go open your own cash account. All right. So Nico sent me, I don't know if Nico's on the chat this morning. Nico sent me a message asking about my daily chart trend lines. So I've got these 2 red lines here, which are these support levels, which I just drew out. So I'm going to leave those. Do I want to leave these on here while I do this? I'll take these off actually for now. Let's do some higher time frame technical stuff, even though I don't know if it really matters right now. These really larger channels. I mean, we had one. I cleared this off last night because I don't think some of these are valid anymore. This is kind of interesting. If we draw this, we can see how price came right up to this down channel and touched it and pushed off of it. I mean, the only one that's really particularly interesting to me at the moment is this 4-hour one right here. I think that that's in play today. I don't know if even today, but it's in play like that. And then we've got a draw this down channel here. This I think is, would be significant. What else? I hate to even try to come in here and draw this. This is so far away, but this was for a long time really, price was just bouncing off this thing. And I think if we ever came down here and broke 11,000, I think that would be the target to the downside at the bottom of this channel, which is pretty terrifying to think about. But it's is what it is. But I think today we're probably more looking at this, this down channel here. I don't think it's going to get through that. It's just clearly too far today. But today's only Tuesday, so we could be looking at this for the rest of the week. I would say that I think even a reach for it would be down here to 12,240 or 12,300, somewhere in here. That would even be a reach for it today, I think, down this. But I think that's probably where it's going within the next 24 hours. Can it get there today? I don't know. The daily chart. This is interesting how we touched this resistance trend line up here and pushed off of it, even though we broke through up here, which tells me that this trend line is still pretty valid. We've got touches over here, touches here, touch here, broke through it, no follow through, crashed through it, came up, retested it over here, tested it again. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches on it now. So very valid trend line, I would say. False breakout on the upside here. Jay Powell had a lot to do with that, not getting any continuation to the upside with his comments about pain still to come in the markets. We're through this ascending support trend line on this 4-hour, cracking through it. I would say 12,300 is probably in its sights. For today, we've got the fundamental economic news that's probably going to send it down. You're trying to get an entry, and we can sometimes use these low volume nodes as entry points. Market's going to open in 7 minutes, though, so I don't know if you want to trade this thing pre-market. You can wait for some bullish structure to form to the upside on a 1 minute, and then wait for that 1 minute or 5 minute bullish structure to break back down to the downside. What you like to see is it hitting some sort of resistance area. And we can use low volume nodes that were created as this thing moved down, as we crashed on CPI. We can use low volume nodes to try to, find those areas that might provide resistance. We see one here, a low volume node. We've got another one up here. We've got VWAP way the hell up somewhere. Up here at 12,675. I don't know. If it cleared these two LVNs, I'd probably just sit on my hands and wait for bearish structure to begin forming on like a 1 minute or something. It probably would want to come up to VWAP at that point. But its first big test area here is up at 475, which it's coming up to right now. Low volume node, top of the band on the 1 minute, top of the band on the 500 volume. I would think that might provide something. Let's look at an hourly. I don't think I'm going to trade it though, because the market's going to open in 5 minutes. Let's look at an hourly. 200 SMA sitting down here at 12,381. We've engaged that down here a little bit, but it doesn't really. The 200 SMA on the 1 hour doesn't really seem to be something price particularly cares about. I would think 12,300, if we really started to move down, would be significant. I do see a low volume node here from last week on the volume profile. You can pull that out. This is last week's volume profile. Yeah, there's a little LVN down here. So yeah, 12,330 might be your most conservative bet on where to get out if you were looking to short it. I would say somewhere down there. And this zone would be probably your take profit price. For me anyway, I say that, and typically price will just continue to crash through it, but I'm a scalper. I'm not really looking to hold this thing longer than a few seconds to a few minutes. Yeah, I've got point of control now coming in here. You can see how we hit this low volume node. So we hit that LVN, and then price is just kind of rolling away from it. We hit it, and then we're rolling away. Delta's dropping. This looks like a short coming in. Good short opportunity. You know, it's hard for me to trade it pre-market. I've been burned so many times pre-market. Pre-market just doesn't follow the same rules that goes by with that the regular session goes by. So I typically try to refrain as much as I can from trading pre-market. Sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes it's just the urge, the temptation is overwhelming, and it never ends up well for me. So I've learned not to do that. Can we get a like on this video, guys? If you guys enjoyed any of that pre-market analysis with my zones here, my target zones down here, any of that stuff, I really appreciate a like. I think we've got about 45 folks on here, only 13 likes. It doesn't cost you guys anything. I do this stuff completely free every morning. I think YouTube gives me about 30 cents every time I do one of these. So I just do this for fun. Keep me accountable in a certain way too, and for me to kind of talk through this instead of so I don't shoot from the hip. Although this looks like it's dropping. I mean, you can see down here. We can take a look at book map if we want to. Let's look at book map. Remember, we got to roll over contracts, guys. If you haven't rolled over your contracts, you need to roll over to the December contract. If you need any help on how to do that, I'd be happy to help you. You should be on the new contract volume. We can even just take a peek-sees at the market analyzer. Where are you? You can see how volume on the December contract is now exceeding September contract. Same thing on the ES. It's almost doubled on the ES. 80%, I would say, on the ES. So we rolled over yesterday. Today is definitely the day to do it if you have not done it yet. Book map. It's pre-market. I mean, what are you going to say? We want to see if we got any big orders sitting around somewhere. Zoom. I'd really be curious about that 12,300 level. So we got some orders down here at 12,400, which is not surprising. Only 38 contracts, though. It's not shocking. A shocking number. I'd really like to see what we got down there at well, it's so dang far away. It's like, but clearly see the battle going on here between the buyers and the sellers. I mean, the fundamental news is pushing this thing down. It's hard to argue against the fundamentals on. Nice, Tyson. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Toad and Manxtro. I appreciate it. What's up, SW Blaze? Jeff, good morning. What's up, Dog? Wolf of Wall Street. Hope everybody's doing well. Market's going to about 30 seconds. I think we're going to get some pretty solid impulses both ways. So just be careful of it as the market opens. I think you're gonna be tempted to take some bites here, as it looks like it's about ready to start moving one way or the other. However, I think that the ATR right now is pretty high, so you could get stopped out pretty easy. Good morning, Crypto Life. What's up, Cesaric? So I'm still trying to pass my second 25K Apex trader. I got about 140 bucks to go. You see Delta dropping here on the open. Oh man, I just got like this massive urge to take a trade. I don't know why. I feel like it's just about ready to start moving. I mean, you see this big move down, you're like, let's go. But the other part of you's got to be like, No, don't do it. I was trying to scalp. I'm using my hotkeys, and my hotkeys are really bad. I need to adjust my hotkeys. I need to adjust my hotkeys. I see this. I just see this thing. Moving up now into that second LVN. I see Delta dropping as it's trying to do that. I'm just moving a sell stop right below support on these things. Delta's now popping up. All right, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I didn't even get filled on that. Oh. Man, this thing is giving me really horrible fills at market. I'm actually not going to trade this right now. The spread on this must be insane. It's not that insane. I should have taken that short. That would have been a win, a chicken dinner. Oh well. Prop trading, yay or nay? I'm prop trading. Yeah, this is an Apex account or valuation account. A little bit better fill on that one. This actually looks like a good buy, but the fundamentals are pointing this thing down. As this trend line right here would break, take it back up, but I'm not taking a buy on this thing. No way. So now we're looking at this 5 minute. You can see that zone down below just opened up. I think if this breaks, it's gonna tank, but it's a little overextended at 3.25 to the downside already. Yeah, inflation, Abraham. So inflation is good for the dollar. Well, inflation means that interest rates will continue to rise as they try to curb inflation. But inflation is very bad for the indices. I hope that makes sense. So it'll print like that number printed green on the Forex economic calendar because that was a bullish sign for the U.S. dollar. Because interest rates will continue to rise, and if interest rates continue to rise, then the U.S. dollar is more valuable because people can lend it for more money because the interest rate on it is higher. However, for indices, inflation is very bad, and for overall economy, the inflation is very bad. I thought I was going to go on this one. Yeah, no problem. I'm sure you could Google. I'm sure there's a much better explanation on that somewhere out on the internet universe. But that's my understanding. I think we're getting sucked right down into 337 here, if not lower. 200. I mean, this looks fucking horrible. You want to be careful though. This thing can whip up real quick on you. Micros, I think, on this are the way to go today. But we can see on the 5 minute how that's just completely opened up to the downside. This is an excellent setup. How we've got the support area formed. I can't even zoom out enough. Support area formed. We've broken through that. This thing should now really get sucked down in. I would not be looking to buy this. This thing should probably just tank at the moment. It's hitting. What is it hitting? Let's look at book map. See book map. Yeah, those are those 400. Those orders down there at 400, providing some support. I suspect it's going to eat through those here in a second. It's all about finding a good entry today. Say. Point of control coming in there. I think it's going to push down lower. Popped up. And that's what I was talking about, you know. This thing can whip up on you real quick and then it can tank down. Micro, you have to endure some drawdown today, even though it looks like an easy trading day. The Nasdaq is violent and angry. It has an upset stomach. It looks like a buy at 42, to be honest with you. It's 42, pops up. But I'm not touching it. I'm thinking about shorting it there, but I'm trying to take my own advice. There's no reason to do it. I'd be short right now if I would have kept that trade on. I think it may come down, hit 400 again, hit like 99 or something, and pop back up. We're just so overextended to the downside. Almost 3.5% negative. That's about all she wants to do in a day usually. So you got to keep that in mind too. It's not gonna. I don't think you're gonna have a 7% day. I mean, maybe it will. I mean, shit. I don't know. Maybe. What do I know? I'm a bear avatar on YouTube. How's everybody else doing out there? Yeah, good call, Brett. I would say that. Circuit breaker. I don't think we're gonna get a circuit breaker today. This ain't COVID. These aren't economies shutting down. This is just volatility. So I'm drawing the support. I mean, this is kind of what we talked about in pre-market, waiting for that bullish structure to form and then trading the break of that bullish structure. So that's kind of what I like to do, into an area of resistance. If you're just joining us and you haven't hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. We're not hitting that 20 SMA in the 1 minute. We're using these multiple time frames, which are giving us, different information for different setups. So, I'm looking at this 20 SMA in the 1 minute, but 51. Salvatore Freza, I don't know. It could be the spread. I don't think there's a 30-point spread, though. So, for instance, if the spread is, during a lot of volatility, they'll increase the spread, which is the difference between the ask and the bid. And you can see that over here. And during high volatility times, that'll increase. That happened to me over on one of these trades. This trade. That happened to me. I got out at market, and if you say you're going to get out at market, it's going to get you at the best price that it can find for you right at that second. So if you're exiting market, it may give you a horrible fill. And so for me, over here, I got out at market, even though when I hit my close order, I was actually in profit. But when it filled me out of my profit, if that makes sense. This looks like it's about ready to crash. We're looking at the break of that structure. I hope that makes sense. So you can get around that by telling it you only want to get filled on the bid or the ask, and that will give you better prices. I do hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I could try to explain it again, because I don't know if that even made sense to me, but I'm trying to take a short on shit. I'm trying to take a short on my other account, and it's not filling me. There is just so much volatility, I think. So I would be, when something like this happens, I would probably be cautious, really careful. I just try to take a scalp on my other account, and I've got these two Apex accounts going on right now. One I've already passed. I've just got to take a micro trade. What I was trying to do is just take a quick scalp at the break of this right here. I was going to take a quick, like 5-point scalp. I tried to get in. It didn't fill me. Price moved past it. I tried to close the order, and then the order kept working. And that's a scary sign when that order doesn't go through to rhythmic and it gets stuck somewhere in the order universe. You got to go manually into rhythmic and close it out. And that's not a fun feeling to know that you've got some order sitting somewhere. So I would say that spreads are increasing based on this volatility, and you need to chill. Only Apex has problems. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Apex has something weird with Rhythmic. They don't have the connection status that other prop firms have, and I think they're trying to rectify it. Like for me, I've got to come in and open up 2 Rhythmic connections in the morning. I don't know if anybody else has to do this. I've got to go in and open up 2 Rhythmic connections, and then I can go into NinjaTrader and open up. I bet Apex is crashed. I bet Rhythmic's crashed. I bet there's just so much volume coming in on this thing. I say that, but I'm a retail trader. I'm not like a professional coming in from the industry, knowing all the lingo and terms like other guys. Like I'm just like you guys that learn to trade. I learned to invest, and then I learned to more actively day trade. So some people probably know more about like the behind the scenes. There's all these people on YouTube that are always like, I was a prop trader for 10 years and I know everything and you guys are idiots and know nothing. I'm always like, why aren't you a prop trader anymore? I have a buddy who's a prop trader and he's a real prop trader and he's been prop trading for like 20 years. Good at it. That's one of the reasons I got into day trading or active trading, because I know this guy and another guy, 2 of my friends I grew up with, are really successful at trading. They made a ton of money trading crude futures contracts. And I was like, if these 2 idiots can do it, I can do it. There's some unnamed YouTuber who is so patronizing to me. They're always like laughing at retail traders' perceived stupidness or inexperience, and that only they, if you buy their course, know the answer. And I feel like that is just that smug arrogance really pisses me off. Why are you sitting in your 1-bedroom apartment selling a course if you are such a good prop trader? It looks bullish to me here because we're in one of these patterns. We've got an ascending resistance, a horizontal support, and typically this is going to break that angled resistance or support. So on this one, it's probably going to break it to the upside. I think it might come up here, but it could also be the reverse where you had something like this and typically break that. That's just how those work. That's not to say we're not going to come back down. It's just, this seems like for now it's trying to get some air and come up. I'm not going to tell you. Makes fun of me? No, they don't make fun of me. I don't think they know who I am. I just watched. I'm always learning, so I'm interested in order flow and volume profile and stuff like that. I'm always trying to learn how other people use it and see if I'm missing something or. No, I don't think this person has any clue who this Mr. Bear is. I would say it's a buy above 50, but you got to get out at 57. I mean, you'd want to be getting out at this LVN, but I think that if this candle, there's no follow through in this bearish 1 minute, it's going to want to pop. Does order flow work? Yeah. I guess it depends who you ask. Some people just use, I'm not telling you there's one way to trade, there's one wrong, one right way and the rest are wrong. It's all about, I think, your individual style and what's comfortable for you. And to be honest with you, that made me so frustrated when I first started trading because I was like, listen here, just shut up with that and just tell me how to make money. Like, what do I need to do? But it really is true. It's like you need to find a strategy or system that works for you, and this here works for me. So using multiple time frames, finding key support and resistance levels, and trading break of structure away from those key support and resistance levels on more micro time frames. That works for me. Using order flow to confirm that. So, I oftentimes talk about, it's like, I don't want to say it's like being a doctor because it's not that complicated, but and it's not that I don't want to like don't want to like try to build myself up into some smarty pants here, because it's not. It's more like being like a mechanic or like a repairman or something, which is also a very difficult job. I just had some plumbing work done, and I know how difficult that is as well. I really respect people that know like a craft, like a trade like that. It's like a trade. That's what it's like. It's like a trade. And you've got a, like a toolbox. And during different market conditions, during different times, you can reach into your toolbox and pull out different tools or different equations that'll help you solve the puzzle. And so that's kind of having they call it a playbook. Having a playbook of trading strategies and setups that you can lean upon in certain economic times, these troubling economic times during certain market conditions will help you. So we can see here we've come up to this high volume node or low volume node on the volume profile. We're wicking away from it. We're breaking structure. It could be an interesting time. It sounds like Rhythmic is having some issues, Apex is having some issues. I don't know. I think, at 28, it might begin to drop again, maybe down to 18. It's getting a little granular over here for me. You can see all these trend lines, but we've got this ascending supporting trend line. We've got a horizontal supporting line, and then I think it might drop down to like 11 if we got through that. I am, careful. I'm aware that we're having some order fill issues. I'm wondering if that's being resolved as volatility starts to kind of slow down. Do I sell anything? No, I don't sell anything. There are some links in the description below that are like affiliate links. So if you click on one of those, I get a little bit of support. But all those things I use daily. I use Apex. I'm doing 2 Apex evaluations right now, and that's an 80% coupon at the moment for them, which is down below. I use Replicanto whenever I want to trade micro mini contracts against the micro. I'm still not getting filled on Apex. Anybody else here having problems with Apex? I'm not getting filled at all. Apex. So the Replicanto, I use that whenever I'm trying to trade, whenever I want to scale down the micro contracts, but I don't want to use micro charts. So what I can do with it, and I'll show you, I'm still not getting filled on fucking Apex. Where's my Replicanto? Here it is. So what I can use with this is like, I can come in here and I can make, like, let's say I just want to trade sim on over here, and then I can come in here and be like, okay, I'm gonna copy the whatever trades I make on my sim account using the mini contract, and then I can come over and hit crossover. It'll automatically convert those over into the micro contracts, which are 1/10 of the size, into this account. And so it lets me, not really change anything mentally for myself. I'm still trading the minis. Nothing's changed for me, but I know my risk now has been, managed appropriately, depending on the conditions. So I'm not going to be using it today. But so this Replicanto thing I use. I don't use it every day, but I plan to use it once I get this 25K funded account. I plan to use that to just manage my risk better, because I gotta wait. You gotta wait 4 months to get any payout, so there's really no rush. Any significant payout, there's really no rush. And you should be able to make, $1,500. I hope they, you should be able to make $1,500 in a month trading micros. So. I don't know, Salvatore. You can reach out to him. I think you probably need to have some documentation. Right now, none of my orders are going through on Apex. I've got this is my other, I've got this chart off screen. I'm trading this other Apex account right now. I'm just trying to take like a micro trade and nothing's getting filled. So I hope it gets corrected. I'm sure they'll tell you it's Rhythmic's fault and that you need to, this is about to fall. Look at that 5 minute. This is a big opportunity. You know what they're probably doing is like, everybody's fucking crushing their evaluations and 80% off. And they're like, holy smokes, we're going to have to pay all these people a bunch of money. And they're like, kill it, blame it on Rhythmic. Is anyone else here having problems that's using a different evaluation company or a different data connection? Job, Love and Peace. Love and Peace, who are you going through? Are you using Apex? Yeah, both Apex and OneUp running at the same time. Who does OneUp use? Is OneUp Rhythmic? Or they use somebody else? I think some people use CQG as well. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get my... He uses Rhythmic. Yeah, see, it's fucking Apex. It's Apex. Sorry, I need to watch my language. It's Apex. Try it again here. See how this 1 minute closes. I may take a short. I don't know. I'll let you know if I can get in their order. I mean, it terrifies me to think that I've got some order just sitting somewhere on one of these accounts, particularly one that you already pass. Yeah, OneUp, I used to recommend OneUp over all the other ones, and I like OneUp mainly because one of the reasons is that they don't charge you anything once you pass. You can hit the flatten accounts button, right? That is true. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I also don't trust that though. I feel like they're going to give you some horrible fill and they're going to be like, well, you told us to flatten it at market and you lost X amount of money. Not our fault. I don't know if this is a good trade or not, but let's just see if we get fill on the break if this breaks. I'm just trying to take a scalp. I got filled and I got out. Well, so it's working now. It took a $4 loss. All right, so problem seems to have been resolved. I have no open orders, so we've taken care of that for today. The order would have been good, but I can't hold on to it that long. Look at this. Look at this 1 hour here. 9 o'clock. I mean, this thing's tanking. This is just. Ugh. Look at this. Look at this 1 hour candle. I think we're definitely coming down. I mean, it's just entry, right? It's like, what can your entry be on this? Well, it looks like I'm about $10 away from getting this account. Really no reason for me to trade this thing. And I'm actually $23 away. That's the other thing I don't get is my NinjaTrader commissions are lined up with Rhythmic with Apex's commissions, but whenever I check Rhythmic, they always take out more than, I don't know, than what NinjaTrader tells me it should be. I feel like there's something shady going on there. I always feel like there's something shady going on. Somebody's always out to get me. Paranoid. Coming down now to that zone, boy. I like it when it's moving like this and it forms these little LVNs. Sometimes there's really good opportunities just to get in on it. This thing's moving so crazy, man. How do I get all these volume profiles? I've actually got a video, Zenny DMT, that shares all my workspace setups. So you can search in my YouTube things. I think if you just search for like templates or free, one of those two keywords, it'll pull up that video where you can actually, there's a link where you can go and download all my files, my workspace files and stuff. And I actually even show you how to import that into NinjaTrader. But you need to have the lifetime license of NinjaTrader in order to have volume profile on it. There is a free Cumulative Delta indicator, which is the one down here, but I've not been able to find a free NinjaTrader, or sorry, volume profile one. So, where I'm at. Oh man, you really just want to jump in on this and write it down, right? Even trade micros on this though. I mean, I'm only $20 away from passing this thing. It's I shouldn't even remind myself of that. Coming to this nice low volume node right here. See if that's going to provide any resistance. I mean, you jump in on that and now you're 20 points down. You're like, oh, it's crashing. Now you're 20 points down, which isn't a ton, right? This isn't like a massive move, but in terms of actual account drawdown, that's pretty significant on an evaluation. How do you get these volume profiles? You click on indicators. And then if you have the lifetime license of NinjaTrader, it will be under order flow volume profile. If you do not have the lifetime license of NinjaTrader, you will not have the order flow options. That is part of the order flow suite, which you have the lifetime. Well, there you go. There you go, man. All you got to do is click on indicators and go to order flow volume profile. And again, if you're interested in the settings, go over to my YouTube channel and go into my videos and just search for free. Yeah, I do. You just go over to the YouTube channel, search for free, workspace template, something or other, and you'll find it. See, the thing, I also don't even know if I want to pass this thing today, because I think I said in this other video, once you pass it and you do your 10 days, they make you sign up for the performance account, and they only give you 48 hours. I mean, my thought with this is, I'm trying to outsmart him here, use my big brain, is that I've passed the other one already. I'm going to let that performance account get set up, and then I'm just going to hit the shit out of it like the first 2 or 3 days. Like, just go balls to the wall on it and see how much money I can make on it. And then if I fail it or I blow it up, well, I know I got this other 25K one sitting in my back pocket, which is going to be fresh, ready to go, and I haven't even paid for it yet, because you're going to have to pay like $85 to get it set up. So I'm thinking I might just do that. But this thing is so bearish, Coming down to that zone, I think, again, we can look at the weekly volume profiles on this bad boy. We can look at this hourly. We've got this blue zone down here because there's a big low volume node down here from last week's volume profile. that we think might be its first real significant level of support. You can see that down here, and that comes in right around, I would think if you got at 3, and you could be safe and got at 350, may want to come down to 330. 350 to 330, I think, would be kind of a support zone for it. And that's where you may see some sort of bounce. I wouldn't buy it down there. I'm not saying I would buy it down there. What I would do is I would be using that as a take profit price, and probably, it's also been, we'll be almost at 4% at that point. That's, plenty where how far it wants to move in a day, I would think. So this over here would have been a good scalp right there on that. On 68, just take a quick scalp on it. Not. So we use Bollinger Bands. These are 20-period Bollinger Bands. So it's a 20 SMA in the middle, and then it's 2 standard deviations away. And there's no really one way to use them, but again, they're just kind of support and resistance zones. Big bullish move to the upside. You'd have to obviously close out of your trade if you were short on that. It's breaking higher. I think the 20 SMA on the 1 minute may provide some resistance. There at 400. It's also a nice psych level. There's a low volume node there. So I've been using this for about 2 years. Can we get some likes on this video, guys? I only got 24 likes at the moment. I would love to get at least 40 likes. I used to shoot for 50 likes, but I felt like I was begging so much. If you have not liked the video, if you appreciate the content, I'm happy to answer any questions for free. You don't have to pay for anything. The only thing I ask is that you hit that like button and consider subscribing. Helps me out a lot trying to build the channel. And it'd be much appreciated. Clear bearish channel here on the 1 minute, which sometimes it's nice just to be able to draw these out to give an idea of what we're looking at, just to see that structure. I like to use the session price points to draw it out. Overland Park, very nice. We go play soccer in Overland Park. Overland Park Soccer Complex. You see how it's trying to make this move down, and bulls are just coming in. You can see Cumulative Delta here not want anything to do with that push to the downside. That being said, we're now coming up into the this downtrend line on the 1 minute here. So I think we got this low volume node there as well. 20 SMA up there. This looks like a pretty solid resistance level coming in up here. I'll just draw it out with a blue box. Bulls and bears are fighting over it. 38 likes. Let's get 2 more likes, guys. 2 more likes. I'm sure some people are absolutely killing this thing today. A lot of volatility. We're having some order execution issues with Apex and or Rhythmic. Not sure which one, but I tried to enter into a couple of trades and my orders have not been filled. That could be a apex issue. It could be a rhythmic issue. It could be market volatility issue with the spread. I don't know, but combination of everything. And other people are having problems getting out of their trades at the prices they want. That could be an issue with getting out on the market, getting out on a market order versus getting out on the bid or ask price or a limit order. So we've got this blue box zone up here, which we're kind of using as an area of resistance, which is this low volume node coupled with this downtrend line on the session plus a 20 SMA. Volume profile shifting here. Yeah, we're not getting good fills on this, are we? I gotta get out on that. That's horrible. Count am I in? Oh, down $20. That's a horrible, horrible fill. I was trying to trade the short break, but it should have gone really quick. When I saw Delta popping up, got out. I don't want to be involved in that. I should have popped real quick on it. I feel this revenge trade urge, which I am definitely having to fight. Looks very bearish on the 1 minute. All these 1 minutes look very bearish. You know, Delta though is moving up for me. It's just so hard to get in on one of these, gapping down on it. There's just so much volatility. Dang it, I'm probably gonna get stopped out on this. I'm not. Well, it's all right. 280 on, right on the day. It looked like it was gonna roll on that, huh? Gotta take your stop though. I don't like how this is acting so jittery today. Not jittery, but you're just getting these horrible fills. I don't know. Is there a minimum time I need to be in a trade today to qualify? Qualify for what? Are you doing take profit? Are you doing Apex, Kyle? No, I don't think there's a minimum you need to be in for Apex. The only rule on Apex for you not to pass is if you hit your daily loss, or not daily loss, your trailing drawdown. course, the one that I hesitate on is probably going to be the one that goes. But that's life. Oh, I'd probably be a little nervous on this one too. Yeah, I don't like this, guys. I'm probably just going to take my red day, 280 red day on this eval. Come back, trade it tomorrow. It's just these moves are going to absolutely chop you up. Nothing smooth about this. I'm cool with that. Oh. I'm curious to look at MNQ. Change my chart here. Trade micros on it, maybe. Scaling in on those micros, baby. Maybe everybody's just short of this damn thing so much. People are like, we're done. Take profit. Let's go home. You know? I'm done. I'm done with you. Stack. Look at this thing. This thing is nasty, boy. 6. I think I need to have my stop. No, don't stop me out. Oh my god, look at this. This thing is gnarly. It's done. It's 3. My god. Well, I'm glad that was at least a micro, and I think I'm done for the day on this thing. This thing is just out of control. All right, boys. I'm going to call it quits. I hope you guys are having a good day. What time is it? 9:20. Don't forget to like this thing before I jump off. We'll be back tomorrow. We've got to make $430 to $50 on this thing. I mean, this thing is just out of its mind. I feel like it's coming down now. No, I'm not taking another one. I'm taking a break. I don't really care about the P&L. I'm more worried about my mental feeling. I got to be able to control this a little bit better. So I'm taking a break. I'm gonna go walk around for a minute. I'm gonna go walk around for a minute, fill up my coffee mug. You guys hang out. We're gonna take a coffee break. I'll be back on this thing. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna take a coffee break. See if I can get my coffee thing filled up here. I appreciate the likes, guys. I hope you guys are able to catch some of this move. Now it looks like it's gonna rip up. 14 up on this. God, who knows what this thing's doing? So frustrating. The volatility. All right, let's take a coffee break. We'll come back. I'll be right back, guys. I don't know. Could you guys hear me? Sorry, I was talking. I think the mic was muted. Um, got some piping off hot coffee here. Get rid of this coffee thing. I gotta find chat. We all thinking the lows are gonna break here. Oh man, I shorted it here. I've been okay on it, but you got to get out as that thing rips higher. I moved my stop right above this LVN. I saw it over here on the 1 minute, and you just got to take it. What it is. I feel like if I take a short down here, I'd just be praying that it broke, and then it could easily whip up back up to 96. Not the best trade. Not the best trade setup, and it just honestly be revenge trading. So I just don't think I'm going to do it. It's, these are the worst days where the direction is so clear. The direction is so clear and you can't get the good entry. And these are just a really tough day to trade for me. We can look at that book map. We got a bunch of orders sitting up here at A7, 106 contracts sitting up here at 90, 80, 88 to 90, something like that. Sometimes what you can do is you can look down and see if there's any orders down here at 50. I mean, I think we are going to come down to 50. What's at 87 that didn't? I mean, it's just kind of back up. It's tough, man. It sucks. Oh well. Oh, we're gonna break here, aren't we? These are hard days. Like this live stream. If you ever had that, where you know where it's going for the day, you're super confident, but you still just can't get your entries right. Give me a like on that. Look at this thing popping up now. I was like $20 away from passing the 25K eval, and now I'm about $500 away. So, also like this video if that's ever happened to you. You've been super close to passing an evaluation, and then you just like bobble the egg and drop it. This looks like it would actually want to come up if it broke 82. So we've scaled down to micros to mitigate risk a little bit more. So we can still trade, we can still watch the market. Yeah, Vern, my man, tell me about it. I was just $20 away right there. This thing's pushing lower. I know it's pushing lower. I know it's going to push lower. It's just I cannot get the flipping entry. Not get that flipping entry. Matt Davies is over there calling out trades in the Discord. Matt Davies uses footprint charts, which are really interesting. If you're interested in footprint charts, he's just posted a screenshot over there in the Discord. So we saw those big orders sitting on Bookmap up at 87. Let's see if they're still there. They got pulled. Looks like they got pulled. Get pulled when something gets pulled. It means they get taken as price approaches. The orders get pulled. Now they got moved up to 400. So this looks bullish right here. It looks like it should break 80 and then pop up to 400. So maybe we just need to lick our wounds today. Forget about it. See you, Kyle. Oh yeah, Matt. Yeah, man. I'm glad you passed your other one today, man. That's awesome. I'm not too worried about it. I didn't blow it. I got it. And like what I said before is that I don't think I really want to pass these at the exact same time. I think I'd like to have a little bit of an overlap, so that when I get the other funded account going, I can trade that one on the live stream. I mean, these funded accounts, man, they're hard. Even when you get the funded account, you feel like you're done. You're not. It's the work has just begun. Passing the evaluation is really the easy part. Keeping the funded account is the hard part. It becomes a whole different psychological game with it. You got to hold it for a long time. And when you're on the cusp of being able to take a significant withdrawal, like let's say, you've passed the minimum withdrawal threshold or whatever, and you're up like $1,000, $2,000, and you're almost there to take it. It becomes the same thing, that same mental roadblock that allows you to blow an evaluation when you're $20 away is the same thing that allows you to blow a funded account when you're so close to taking a decent withdrawal on it. So you always want to be mindful of. And I've done it in the past. I've done it. I'm right there with you guys. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the trading guru that you might be looking for that's going to come in here and tell you how to make $1 million. I'm just showing you how the reality of it is. And this is the reality of it. A lot of people out there, you're going to have red days, you're going to have bad days. And what I've learned is the mental preparation for it is the most significant part of it. Like right now, I really want to I really want to make back this $400 that I've lost because I was up about 112, I think. Really want to make it back, but I know that you got to wait for the right setup. You got to really wait for something. I know it's going down. It's just where do you get in on it? And the way that this is moving, there's not those follow throughs on the breaks. There was one over here, but we didn't break through. We popped back up. I know it's just a mental mind f. But I do enjoy talking these things through, and kind of it helps me clarify and kind of codify. Is it codify or codify? I can't remember. My trading. There we go. I got that pop down to 50, 500 or 50. Yeah, 50. It's tough, bro. It's a hard knocks life. I've got that song in my head now. I'm probably going to have to, I'd have to see a really good setup for me to take. I thought about taking this short here at the break of the support, but there's just not a whole lot of follow through. This is almost like a scalping game at this point for me. And trading micros, I do not think is the best strategy for scalping this baby. And I really can't afford to take a mini contract trade on it right now, however much I'm down. Like that. Like I almost took a short on this, and then I would have been stopped out right here. But if you're trading the minis, it allows you a little more flexibility. I could probably move my stop up, 20 points or so. Yeah, Jojo, I agree, man. effing with my mind too. I almost took a short up here, and now it's breaking lower. And now I want to get short on it, but I bet I could pop up here, back up to 90 without too much effort. This is how I lost my take profit one. I knew it was going down, and I started scaling in at horrible prices on a short, and it blew my account. Up, up. Coming down to that support zone where I told everybody they need to take profit. So I don't think I want to be shorting it down here. Up, 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 up. But Apex is going to get a flood of messages. Moving lower, creeping down to what? Do you think it come all the way down to 12,237 today? I think that's where it's probably headed, or at least 300. That seems, oh, that seems gnarly. It's using this back trend line here for something, and I can't figure out what. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Wondering if this trend line is proving to be some sort of significant level for it. You can see this trend line that we drew out, this down channel that we had in the market open. We broke through it, didn't do it, and I'm just wondering if now it's going to use the backside of that as some sort of support level. I'm kind of just practice trading now. Nico just posted a really interesting PDF over on the Discord. I don't know if Nico's on here or not today, but very, very interesting PDF. I was just looking at it, talking about mental mind states before, during, and after your trade, which I thought looks really great. Should go over there and check it out. Give him a thumbs up. That bad boy. Very nice. I appreciate it. If I wanted to switch over to a micro right now contract, I know I'd blow. I know I would blow that account for a fact. I'd be so like tense trading it. Take off some of these for now. Kind of confusing me a little bit. What a bummer of a day, huh? Almost got 50 likes, guys. Love it. Who's gonna be my 50? Who's gonna be my 50 like? Up, 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 up. I think we're probably coming down to 300 now. Again, it's all about your entry, though. You can't just get in down here being like, we're doing 300, because baby could pop up. This baby could pop up 30 points on you in a blink of an eye. 52, my man. Thank you, guys. I love the likes. If I can't make money, I'm gonna make some likes. All right, boys. Oh man. To be honest with you, I think it's going to come down to 300 here probably in the next minute. But is it worth the risk on a micro to take 10 points? So. Probably just gonna eat the red day and call it quits. 4.25%. Man, this is depressing. Look at this thing dropping. Really depressing. Although if you got some cash and you wanted to buy some stocks, yeah, I don't know where else. I don't know where else the markets are supposed to go. We're not going to come up and hit all-time highs. You got to come down, and it's horrible to say, but 10,000 is probably in its sights. Particularly if you break these lows. We're here on the daily. Sucks. Yeah, the all around it just kind of stinks. It stinks because we had direction right today. It's obviously going down, but we're getting burned on the retracements, getting into bad entries and getting stopped out. It looks simple. Like you should just be able to jump on this thing and just write it down, right? But even if I jumped in on a micro right here, I'm learning from what happened with that take profit trader evaluation I did a couple weeks ago, where we had it right, similar situation. We knew it was going down, and we were scaling into a short, but we couldn't endure the drawdown as we scaled down, and so that could definitely happen. It's tough. It's definitely a tough one. I'm just watching it drop here. You think you want to jump in here at this 300 level, at this low volume node that's formed, and then I bet it would pop up and explode past it. I think it's probably going to want to now come down if we can break that level. I think it's got 12. That is a big drop for this thing. That would be like 6% in a day if it didn't want to do that. That's significant. That is bear market, a screaming recession bear market. That's tough. That's a tough one. That's tough to swallow. Again, I was saying in the beginning, it's hard because we know the direction. We didn't have a great trading day on this evaluation, down $300. It's also tough because you're thinking about your 401k. I mean, I'm not really worried about my 401k, but I'm thinking about my kids' college funds. I'm thinking about some investments that I've got. You know, luckily I've got a bunch of cash sitting aside where you can still get in the market for the longer term. When this thing really comes down significantly. There, bear markets presents opportunities for longer horizon trading, which I think is important as well as day trading. So hold on to your cash. Probably looks like we're coming down to make some new lows, maybe. I mean, not all-time lows, but lows for the year. Probably can be a rough 18 months, I'll tell you that. $10 on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Just thinking to myself here, trying to soothe my pain. It's bullish now. 1 minute. We're coming to this low volume node. That's a tricky one. This might trap some folks. This LVN might hold. I don't know. Contradicting signals there. It's trying to be bullish, but then it goes bearish on that 1 minute off that LVN. 5 minute looks bullish though, so it's tricky. You always want to go with the higher time frames. Those are always going to take seniority. But this low volume node is drawing my interest here. Seeing what it wants to do there. Just watching this thing, guys. Still thinking about, shorts coming in here. I feel like you gotta scalp it though, you know what I mean? It's like, try to get on a decent price. I might take a short on this. Teen maybe. Sometimes the $15.50. I'm coming to my senses on this. I'm just gonna get out and call it a day. I don't think that anything good's gonna come out of that. Probably gonna fall here though, but that does look like a short. 2 bearish candles on the 1 minute, coming off an LVN, 20 SMA, breaking bullish structure. I think that looks pretty bearish. That being said, as soon as I was in it, I was like, oh, well, maybe this is actually turned out to be one of these, and we break higher, and then we come up and hit 30. I don't know. That looks pretty bearish, huh? Yeah, see, there's no continuation on that. It looks like it's just doing this, right? Particularly as we're breaking higher here above this point. I get that. Hitting the wrong key there. Where's my delete key? Wow, I just had a complete mental breakdown of finding my delete key on my keyboard. Told you. This looks like it's going to push up now, maybe up to 30, 24.30, but who knows? Looks like it wants to roll, push down again. Just trying to get a halfway decent price. It's 10:05, which means European market closes at 10:30. And typically, volume really starts to die out around that time. It may make one last push down, and then you'd see it kind of move sideways or drift up for the rest of the day. I don't know. Yeah, Colobo, another hard week for mine too, man. I don't like any of this. I think it's a short up here at 18. 20 SMA, this trend line, low volume node, all that going on with it, probably pushing it lower. It's tempting to try to short it down here, down to the bottom of the band on the 5 minute. Feel like it's just gonna tank. Still like this area up here at 18. But it's quite a ways away. I don't know if it'll want to come back up to that. Okay, tech 111. You don't have to watch, buddy. You can go do something else. It's completely free. Nobody's holding you here. You don't need to be a dick. Yeah. Man, I think this thing's gonna roll down. Okay, man. I think I've had a troll before too. Who was that guy? Zen came on here one time. Like all worked up about something. Whatever happened to him? So I thought about getting rid of the bear. People like it though. I started it because I really wasn't trying to be like a professional YouTuber on this thing, but I wanted some anonymity. I wanted some, some man, there's that pop down to 75. I mean, Tech, if you don't like it, go watch Trades by Matt or whoever the other guy is you said. There's lots. I want to say it. Clear bearish channel here. Speaking of bears, man, I'm getting like dizzy watching this thing, trying to figure out that trade or try to figure out entry. I mean, for me, it was up here at 18, but now we've broken lower. Oh. You see that explosion going up. That's a lot of that's European market about to close at 10. Well, I'll also say Tech 11 or whatever your name is that thanks trades by Matt. That's awesome, man. Thanks. I will also say I've had this channel for like a year. And so, or no, 2 years since it's been a year and a half. So I'm relatively new to this, man. I'm relatively new to the internet space. And so I came into it cautiously with the, bear avatar guy. Not quite sure what was going to happen with it. So this is all super organic. I'm not coming on here trying to be overly profesh with it. I've thought about, like I said, I've thought about getting rid of the bear, but people like the bear, so we're hanging on to him. Big bearish channel here in the 5 minutes. I mean, it's hard to argue against it. Like I said before, we know it's downtrend, right? It's just trying to find that entry, and we're just getting blown on a couple of those pullbacks. So that's awesome. Trades by Matt's really here. That's awesome, man. Thanks for coming. Look, we got a celebrity in the house. For me, the entry, it's kind of waiting for that pop back up to this LVN here on this bear channel, top of the band, LVN, all that stuff. Pop lower. It may, I think that if it did come up here now up to 18, we breaking out of this trend line, and I don't know if I want to. Maybe. It's also Europe's closing in 15 minutes. Things are going to change. Conditions are going to change, and that's probably going to be it for me today. I'll just eat the $300. Call it a day. Starting to get a little cross-eyed trying to find entries on this thing. I think 11. The interesting thing, there's no like official lunch at the New York Stock Exchange, right? But I used to trade the Tokyo session, the overnight session, and Tokyo has a lunch break, like a designated lunch break for Tokyo. And you could trade, you could come up with a trading strategy around that designated lunch break. And typically it was like a counter trend strategy. So you particularly would look for a day when the Nikkei was trending in a certain way, aggressively a certain way on the open. And then about 15 minutes before the lunch break, you would counter trend trade it because all those people would be closing out their positions, getting ready to go to lunch. And I used to trade the yen a lot. I used to live in Asia, like 3 years ago. I used to live in Asia, and and that was actually a pretty decent strategy. I mean, it was like all strategies. It's a good strategy until it doesn't work anymore, and then you decide you're going to move on to another one. But I don't trade forex anymore. Forex is no bueno for me. That shows the balance on the chart. What indicator are you talking about? One? What balance? You talking about this one down here that says negative 4.5? Is that the one? That one is called, I can never find it. It's called net change display. And that actually might be a third party indicator, I think. Net change display. Or is it Delta? I'm in the Midwest now. I'm in Missouri. Talking about the one that shows the cash value or total P&L. That is on my control panel. So that's just your control panel for NinjaTrader, and I use OBS to do like a multi-display capture. So I've got that actually captured on another screen. It's not overly complicated, but it's hard to kind of explain. But it's basically capturing that window on another screen and just putting it on yours. I actually don't see it on my screen, which is for the best. I used to have one on the chart. Yeah, I did used to have one on the chart. I got rid of it. I didn't like seeing my P&L on the chart. It would just mess with my head. So I got rid of that one, and I've now got this, just so I can't see my P&L. It's such a mind game, right? It's like you're trading your P&L. If I see that red staring at me on the screen, man, I make dumb decisions. So do I remember the name of it? I could probably find it in here. It's probably still in here. It's like P&L something, maybe. Position display indicator. Yeah, that one. Position display indicator. If you Google search that position display indicator and just put NinjaTrader 8 or something in it, it'll probably find you. Apex is yelling at me that their extended sale is ending tonight. They're yelling at me via email. So if anybody's interested in it, there's a coupon code below you can use, get the 80% off. Matt Davies passed his. Yeah, man, no problem. Soccernatic. Matt Davies passed his Apex in one go today. Today should have been like a super easy trading day. I mean, that's what's frustrating about it, right? And if we look at the trades that we took, they're all shorts. All shorts, but, just getting stopped out. Bad entries. Good direction right, bad entries, and that's just life. Over here, broke higher, have to get out of it. At least I got out of them quickly. Like over here could have been not disastrous, but we got in at 72 and it popped all the way back up to 10. That's a 40-point swing the other way. That could have been count blow up. Sure. This over here, we got out a little early, but still it broke higher. I would have had to have gotten out at 35, gotten in at 20, taking a 15-point stop. That's not good. So today's definitely, I think, a day to trade micros. We tried doing that over here too, and we got stopped out. So it's just, it just sucks. You got 46 in oil. Nice. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to jump off this thing. My stomach's rumbling. I got to get something to eat. I haven't had anything. Europe's going to close in 10 minutes. I keep saying that, and then I keep looking at the charts, and I'm like, man, there's a setup coming because I see it. I mean, this is like, you feel like the opportunity is there today, right? It's like that big volatility, massive downtrend. See it opening up now down to 56. You're like, man, just get in on it. It's like this little thing in the back of your mind that's like, just get in on it. Let's do it. Francisco, I would not be longing the market. This thing is no bueno. It's got a fundamental catalyst sending it to the downside. Even if you feel like we're hitting some sort of bottom, I would take that as a take profit opportunity rather than a let's go long opportunity. The fundamentals are driving the market, then technicals we use for our entries and stuff. Entries and exits. So I would be very, I mean, you can trade, it's your money, man. It's your money, your eval account or whatever. But that's tricky. Tricky trade. Maybe we're going to drop now. Probably going to drop now down to 50. Fuck. Shoot. I need to watch my language on this thing. Sometimes the market and the chat can trigger you a little bit. And that inner I don't know what to call him. Irritable guy comes out. I think we all have them. I gotta take a break, guys. I gotta go walk around. That's for reals. I gotta go walk around. You guys take it easy. Thanks for joining. We'll be back again tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. I appreciate everybody joining. We got 63 views. We got 63 dudes in here hanging out. That's pretty cool. Bulls will find value at some point. I think they will, but do you really want to trade against this trend? Do you really want to trade against a 4.5% drop in the Nasdaq? In the market? I mean, I wouldn't even be thinking about going long on this thing until we got out of this down channel. And then I wouldn't even be thinking about going long. I would just stop thinking about going short. We do see Cumulative Delta popping up. We got the old book map we can look at real quick to see what this bad boy is telling us. Book map is telling us, we're still negative 1600 delta on the session on the book map. I like book maps, Cumulative Delta, because I can reset it just for the session real quick. I'm not, we're seeing some buyers coming in. You just see the battle of the buyers and sellers. And you just see the back and forth going at it. I think it is to the downside, obviously. You jump in here, then your stop's going to be up at 96. So you got a 16-point stop. Worst idea. The bigger the ball, yeah, the more executed orders. I do think we've got now 12:30 in sights. You can just see the 4 hour, this thing cranking to the downside. I keep telling you guys I'm going to jump off of this, and I just keep looking at it. I think we all probably have that similar problem. I'm kind of just watching it, like, I'm just kind of watching it grind lower. Where could I get in? It's at this trend line. I mean, I'm probably going to be like, man, you should have got in at 275 when this thing's down at 200. Yeah, man, I got to get off this thing. 7 minutes, Europe's going to close, and then that's going to be it. I'm jumping off too, man. You guys take it easy. I'll be back tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time, to do a whole pre-market analysis. We look at fundamentals, we do technicals. We come up with a trading plan, and then also look for a couple other alternatives as the market opens. Of course, when the market opens, some of those go out the window. Some prove to be spot on. So I hope you join us tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time, right here on the channel. I'll see you guys then. Take care, guys. I really appreciate everybody joining, and for all the likes. It's awesome. Thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.